That's right.
I'd like to call the July 22nd Commission meeting to order. If everybody could stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Manager McGill.
Thank you, Vice President Siegler. We'll start with roll call. Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
Commissioner Silverman.
Here.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Siegler.
Here.
Commissioner Grella is absent this evening. I can move on to the summary of discussion session and manager's announcements.
If you would, please.
Thank you. Earlier tonight, Commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We received information on the 2025 compensation study that is currently underway, and we got some direction on the commission in terms of how to move forward there. We heard a presentation on the recently updated magazine website. Thank you, Rachel. We also received information from Chief Christoffel regarding some fire department initiatives, a lot of very exciting initiatives that are underway or will be underway beginning next year. So anybody that might have missed that, please tune in and watch that discussion session once we post it online. And finally, we heard some updates on activities of our various boards from their commission liaisons. Prior to that meeting, the commission met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics and to discuss an appointment to a municipal board. The next regular meeting of the commission will be held on Tuesday, August 26th. We will not have a meeting the second Tuesday of August. So again, that next commission meeting will be on Tuesday, August 26th. That meeting will start at 8 p.m. in this room. And here are the ways that the public can participate. Either in person, you don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time, or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, no need to pre-register, simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during any public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That is all I have, Mr. Vice President.
All right, thank you, Manager McGill. Commissioner Swager Wilson, would you be so kind as to read the community highlights?
Certainly, Vice President Siegler. I'll do that. I have a couple of items from the Mount Lebanon Police Department. Over the next couple of weeks, the department will be operating extra distracted driving patrols throughout the municipality. The goal is to keep everyone safe on our roads, whether they are driving, walking, running, or cycling. So please continue to follow the rules of the road. Additionally, the police are offering a free e-bike summer safety event on Saturday, August 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Mount Lebanon United Lutheran Church parking lot on Washington Road. They'll have food trucks, a kids' bike course, e-bike information from Allegheny Park Rangers, and members of the Medical Rescue Team South Authority. This is the perfect opportunity for your kids to hear bike safety information right from police officers to amplify the conversations you are having at home. Thanks to the Mount Lebanon Partnership and the municipality for cooperating on the new light installation along Washington Road. The public art project called Color Walk is interactive. When you're in the business district, you can walk or dance through the splashes of light that will change with the seasons. Plan to visit Uptown some evening soon and see for yourself. It's the height of outdoor recreational fire season. If you're going to burn wood in your yard, please do it safely. Our fire department has a list of tips and laws for safe burning on our website, which is mountlebanon.org/fire pits. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next up, we have citizens' comments and online comments. This is an opportunity for any resident to express an opinion on any topic pertaining to local government. The Commission enjoys hearing from the public on various issues and learning about items to address in the future. If you have specific questions, we will try and answer them at the end of your comments. If we can't, we commit to getting you the answers as soon as possible. When I call your name, please come up to the podium to address the Commission. State your name and address for the record. In fairness, we ask each speaker to share their thoughts for just 5 minutes. The community is as good as each person in this room. We work together to make this a community that we can all be proud of and hope that the dialogue remains respectful. We also appreciate the audience efforts to refrain from any behavior that's disruptive or might intimidate free speech. And first up, it looks like we have Dave Egler. All right. Colonel Hoon, would you like to come up?
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. Last time I was here, I mentioned that deer, squirrels, and birds are responsible for seeding the planet. They move seeds everywhere and fertilize them at the same time. Actually, that's not the only thing that deer do. They stimulate plant growth. And you folks might think, oh, geez, ate my petunias, how's that stimulating growth? Well, the thing is, deer are nibblers. When they come upon a tree that's particularly tasty, they nibble on the lower branches and only take a few leaves. They don't eat the whole thing. Now, it's not the case when they get to something that's extremely tasty and right within their reach. I have a neighbor that bought some daffodils from overseas that they evidently really liked. He planted 30, ate them all one night. This guy is really into nature, so what was his response? Did he want to go out and kill all these deer, as per Mount Lebanon's usual procedure? No, he told me, deer got eat. That's exactly what I would have said. Now, that's what seeds the planet. What do humans do for the planet? You got to contribute. Remember, this is a web of life. Every strand is made by another living thing. What do humans contribute to this process on the planet? Well, air pollution, light pollution, noise pollution. I can't think of anything positive. If any of you have any input on that, I'd love to hear it, because we've discussed this in our group quite a bit. And humans just take. And not only do we take, remember deer nibbling the leaves? Well, we want it all, every bit. I'm an investor. Gold mining companies want to take every ounce they can get out of the ground, every ounce. Oil producers the exact same way. I own stock in those industries. So, what's the problem? Well, we've got 8.3 billion people on this planet, and we're an animal that is just way too big to have numbers like that. There is no other animal in the history of the earth that has existed in our numbers. None. So we're very unique that way. And not only are we unique, we're taking, polluting. Well, in a web system, which is what the life system is on the earth, you can't do that. You just can't do it. So what's going to happen here? Well, we're already doing it. What we're seeing with our weather may be the beginning of the earth shaking this little animal that is us off. And you might think, just a fluke storm or whatever. Really? Look at the data, folks. It's picking up. Okay, so, yeah. Some of our people would like to know. They know I have a pretty significant background in the biological sciences and the other sciences. And they asked me, how many credits have you taken? Well, between the graduate and graduate level, I have over 100 credits in the biological sciences. I've dissected everything from earthworms, grasshoppers, turtles, to men. The 1 man, a year assignment, a whole year dissecting this guy. Fascinating study. As a result of all of my education, when I see you folks, I don't just see what you think, you know, smiling face and all that. I see a system, circulatory system, nervous system, skeletal system, muscles and bones. I guess we'll have to continue next time.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you.
Dave Egler?
Dave Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. If I seem a little distracted this evening, it's probably because of our fire chief. I swear our socks were on fire in the room there. I was gonna make him wear, get the fire extinguisher out and hose him down a little bit, but
He's highly qualified to put on his own socks, so it's
yes, he can wear them. So, I'm sorry that Rudy Suckel's not here tonight. I wanted to express my thanks to him. I tried out for the first time.
he's online, so you can hear
Oh,
you.
he is, Rudy. Thank you so much. I went online for a pothole thing, and I saw the list of things. It didn't have potholes, but under, I guess, street repair side or something. I put a request in on Friday, I guess a week ago, Friday afternoon, and received an email like 10 a.m. Monday, and that it was already completed. There was a pothole right at the LRT site, which unfortunately you can't see when you come up the hill. It's at an angle you can't see. And a lot of people were getting hit and nobody was doing anything about it. So went online, did it, and was taking care of it, and it's great. So I thank Public Works so much for that. So, okay, enough of the good comments.
You can keep going, it's fine.
I got 3.5 minutes for the other stuff now. My fourth ward commissioner was here. I'm kind of curious if there was many complaints. Once again, no surprise, Castle Shannon Boulevard had the surprise midday of going out and immediately getting stuck with traffic one way in each direction. No warning, no nothing, and no notices that somebody was going to be there. I think it was, I believe, sewer line work. They were down there mainly by Anawanda, but the traffic was a mess at that time. And it's very frustrating, you know, not knowing that. And if you're trying to get somewhere in a hurry, your detours are, you know, way off. So
I actually believe that was a water line break.
was it a, no, not that. That was
After the construction was completed.
the,
that happened
after the water line break. Okay, the water line break was right by the post office, and that was done and
There was
fixed.
also one down by Anawanda as
Yeah,
well.
there's a second one.
Another break, because there was a truck there and there was a truck further up. And that, it was hard to tell what they were doing. It looked like large machines. To me, it didn't look like they were necessarily doing like, what, it wasn't the water company.
Yeah, well, they use a contractor for a lot of their work now, and you'll see there's still a patch down there from by Anawanda where they had to fix that break.
Yeah, I haven't been down there since that day, so I didn't really see, but, okay, like I said, but it'd have been nice to get a LEBO alert on something like that to warn the people trying to take that route. At this time, I'd like to ask a question. Is there, and I probably have asked these things before, is there a written policy on liens placed for real estate in Mount Lebanon?
You're asking about a written policy, Mr. Egler. You're talking about something in writing that communicates to an applicant what it is we check for?
Not necessarily to the applicant, something that you would follow, like here's our procedures, like if the property value is under $100 or whatever, we will not place the lien, we'll just keep the delinquency, anything over that, if it's not paid, we will lien, something to that
Oh,
effect.
you're referring not to lien letters, but to the decision to lien a property.
Exactly, yes.
I'll defer to the solicitor for that one. I know that we work with Jordan, but I don't know what the threshold is.
Policy for a threshold like that? Usually you lien, you have to file the lien or you lose it.
Yeah, I seem to recall in the days I was here, there was thought of, if it's under a certain amount, it wasn't worth the lien cost to place on it. They would keep it on the records as a delinquency, and if it ever got paid someday, so, and I think that's a good criteria to have, but I was just wondering if there was an official policy. So if there's not necessarily a policy on that, I doubt that there's a policy on, if there are liens on properties, what basis do we have to go ahead with the sheriff's sale?
That, again, if there are liens, usually the school district will do that because they about 7 times the amount. And it's not normal that the municipal taxes are not paid, but the school district are.
Okay, because I'm kind of referring to, once again, the Pennsylvania Boulevard properties where none of the taxes have been paid for decades and such, and it's been sitting there, and we're not doing anything with it. I did notice under the capital improvement program that back in 2002, we acquired 3 parcels by way of sheriff's sale. Why won't we just continue to do that? I mean, why stop?
Since 2002.
In 2002, back at that time, and I won't go into the details what was going on at that time, we're talking a quarter century ago, we acquired a number of different properties, and according to these records here, 3 were by sheriff's sale. I don't remember personally being sheriff's sale. I know we actually purchased some, but there was some by sheriff's sale, and I'm just wondering why we won't proceed to get those properties. We have that Pennsylvania Boulevard project on the books for over a quarter century now. I'm just asking that we look into that and consider that.
We've looked into it before and I can address it with the commission again.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I have my tax bill here. Am I gonna be afforded the luxury if I don't pay my bills that, hey, liens are placed and nothing will happen? Just wondering. It seems like it ends up to pick and choose then who would you go after, and that's not right. That's why I was asking about a written policy.
Again, it's probably a larger discussion, Mr. Egler, but you're very familiar with the fact that a lot of those parcels that you're referring to are parcels that could not be developed on an individual basis. Some of them were actually used for payment to Alan Blank, who used to own.
He was a funeral director.
Funeral director.
Right.
That was in the days where you could exchange something for a service.
Right.
A lot of the parcels, again, sort of don't meet the current criteria to actually be buildable, and there are a number of those properties that are held by people who we have tried in the past to locate even
You're not
heirs
gonna
and
get anything.
signs.
On the county records, they don't even have addresses, and a couple that do, they don't live there. I've already checked that
Correct.
years
So
ago.
we've worked on it before, but again, the solicitor can give the commission another update on that.
Well, and just remember, you mentioned about not building on it. There was a potential project.
Yeah, there was a proposal.
There's a larger parcel that's been purchased actually by that developer. That development's been approved. We're waiting for that developer to come back and actually start to build that development.
Right, and that one's being held back, and that property is more developable, but I'm talking about the properties that, I'm talking about with the liens. And I don't want to go into who was going to have a project there.
Yep.
But around the year 2000, they were going to come in and.
I was here then.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to, discuss it in public at this point, but bottom line is it was going to be developed. And I think if the neighborhood would know about that potential project and we're sitting on our hands and not doing anything, I think this room would be filled with the neighbors. Just the comment, because like I said, I remember what it was like back then when that project almost went through, and I'm sure the neighborhood would be in a big uproar if they knew what could potentially happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Egler. Nick, do we have anyone online?
Nobody online.
All right, thank you. Item number 3, Commissioner Silverman.
Thank you, Mr. Acting President, or thank you, Mr. Vice President. I'm not sure what quite the process is here. But anyway, consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting held July 8th, 2025. I move to approve the minutes.
All right, motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that motion carries. Item number 4, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I move to appoint Stacy Rybach to the Civic Engagement Advisory Board for a term expiring March 31st, 2027.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 5, Commissioner Swagger Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The commission received applications from a number of highly qualified applicants for junior commissioner. The applicants were interviewed by a committee. I move to make the following appointments. Paige Jacques for fall 2025 semester, and Michael Murphy for the spring 2026 semester.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion?
We had lots of great young people apply for this position, and many of them were putting on boards. I just think it's really fun to see these young people and everything that they've done. And I wish them all luck in the future.
We are very fortunate to have such interest in these positions, so excellent. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, item number 6, Commissioner Silverman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Consideration of the expenditure list for June totaling $4,159,251.84. I move to approve the expenditure list for June totaling $4,159,251.84.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And item number 7, Commissioner Flynn.
Mr. Vice President, I ask the reports be received, the departmental reports be received and filed.
All right. Reports have been received and filed, and we are adjourned, and you are out of here on time, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you.